Hello Aries, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience in the business, over 30,000 clients worldwide, and a teacher on astrology. It's nice to have the opportunity to be able to look at your cycles for July and August 2015. What I'm going to do for you Aries is to look at the movements of Mars and Saturn. As they move through the houses of your horoscope, they create points of tension and stress in your life, but they bring about inner strength within yourself by overcoming those hurdles and overcoming those stresses and tensions. And then I'm going to look at the movements of the Sun, Venus and Jupiter through the houses of your horoscope during this particular 2-month period, and that'll tell you about the joy and the wonder and the magnificent things that are going to be coming for you in July and August 2015. First of all, before I do go on to that, just a little bit about you, because you are a spiritual being. You are not a human being in physical incarnation. You are a spiritual being expressing yourself, Aries, through a physical vehicle in the human kingdom. But primarily, you are a spiritual being. Now, you may not be thoroughly convinced 100% that you are a spiritual person. Science is dead set against astrology. But astrology, if you can prove to yourself that astrology is valid, then that means that the whole scheme of things, the planets and the sun and all the constellations and everything, are all there for a specific purpose by design. And that's what astrology is all about. And so that's why it's important for you to get your horoscope done by me, a personal horoscope number 3, which is a personal horoscope, and I'm able to tell you on a recording where you've got scars on your body, when you've had changes in your job, changes in your residence, journeys overseas, bouts of sickness, deaths in the family, accidents, even where you've got scars on your body. Now that has a big impact upon you, Aries. And it has an impact upon you and helps you to understand that the whole of reality is a giant spiritual classroom. But make no mistake about it, you are a spiritual being, you are in a giant spiritual classroom, you've lived hundreds of lifetimes before to get where you are today. So what's the purpose of life? The purpose of life is growth spiritually, and that's what I'm here for, is to help you to grow spiritually through understanding the cycles of astrology and how they work and how they have impact in your life. So what I'm going to do for you first of all is to look at the movements of Mars and Saturn through the houses of your horoscope during this 2-month period, to give you an idea, Aries, of the type of stresses and tensions and obstacles and hurdles that you're facing in this particular 2-month period, okay? Now, to start the month off with, on the 1st of July, Aries, you've got Mars in the 4th house of your horoscope. With Mars in the 4th house of your horoscope, there's going to be tests around the home environment and to do with the family and the domestic side of life. There can be accidents around the home, conflicts and tensions with those who cohabitate with you in the home environment, and arguments and conflicts with parents, and there can be accidents around the home. Stresses and tensions to do with property matters and things like that as well. Then Mars changes into a different house of your horoscope, Aries, on the 9th of August. It moves into the 5th house of your horoscope, and it remains there then until the rest of the period that we're looking at. With Mars in the 5th house of your horoscope, there's stresses and tensions potentially there through the social side of life, matters relating to children, romance and love matters can bring stresses and tensions. You can be out on a social function and so forth at a restaurant or a place of amusement, or you can be involved in some sort of sporting activities. There can be accidents, conflicts, tensions, stresses and so forth surrounding this, but these are tests for you to realise and to overcome these testing situations. They're hurdles that you've set up for yourself during this 2-month period, Aries. By jumping those hurdles and not succumbing to the impulses of the sexual side of your nature and jumping into relationships which are based on physical attraction and not in your own best interest, and not succumbing to arguments and tensions in relationships. And when you're out there on the social side of life in restaurants and places of amusement, don't take the bait. Now we look at the movements of Saturn. Saturn is the Grim Reaper, and Saturn is the embodiment of the third ray of a law of economy. The law of economy states that all time, energy and money must be used wisely, economically, and in accordance with the law of economy. And you've got Saturn is going retrograde to begin with in the start of this particular period, okay? From the 1st of July, it's in a retrograde motion. Now, what that does is it impacts negatively upon two other houses of your horoscope than the one that it's sitting in. Now, it's going to retrograde and impact upon the 10th house and the 11th house of your horoscope. So things to do with career, business, dealings with government departments and dealings with parents can bring frustrations and difficulties for you, hurdles that you've set up for yourself during this 2-month period to be able to overcome and to jump those hurdles. Also, the 11th house of your horoscope is impacted by this sort of energy as well, and that's to do with friends. So you'll have frustrations with friends, obstacles and obstructions there connected with friends and group activities that are delayed, obstructed or put off, or bring unhappiness somehow through friends with them getting illness or something like that, or other people's children being impacted in some way, shape or form. Group interests are not going to work out too well while this planet is in retrograde motion, okay? And it then remains in retrograde until the 4th of August. And then it starts going direct. Now, when it's going direct, Saturn is sitting in the 8th house of your horoscope, so that's going to bring frustrations for the balance of this period to do with changes that you're trying to bring about within yourself. There's frustrations and difficulties and obstructions. You're not able to make those changes inside of yourself through the introspective side of your nature the way that you would like to do. Okay, Aries? Now then, Saturn sitting in the 8th house is also going to impact negatively upon joint finances that you share with any partner that you have in your life. On the 1st of July, Aries, you've got the Sun in the 4th house of your horoscope. That sees a focus until I tell you that there's a change into another house. These conditions prevail, okay? It sees a focus upon the family and the domestic side of life. Social activities around the home and connected with the family bring joy and happiness for you. Venus is in the 5th house of your horoscope on the 1st of July and remains there until I tell you that it makes a change. With Venus in the 5th house of your horoscope, there's a great deal of happiness through children, socially. There's a lot of happiness for you to do with love and relationships. If you're in the market for a new relationship, that's a good time to get out and circulate and mix and express love and affection towards those that are in your social life and so forth. Now then, on the 19th of July, Aries, Venus moves into the 6th house of your horoscope and remains there for a couple of weeks. That's a good time for you for job interviews if you're in the market for a change in your job. You'll find that the people that you work with, Aries, are going to be much more affectionate and happiness towards you on a social level. So you'll probably be out and about circulating with people on a social level that you work with. And there's just a happier time there surrounding the work environment. So it's a good time for making changes in your job, having job interviews, social activities with people that you work with, and it's a good cycle also to do with health. Okay? Now, it can see you being attracted towards too much rich food though, so just be careful as far as that's concerned. Then on the 24th of July, the Sun moves into the 5th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days. With the Sun in the 5th house of your horoscope, there's a focus upon social activities, love, relationships. You want to get out to restaurants and places of amusement, having a good time. Sporting interests and things like that come to the fore. And matters relating to children come to the fore, okay? So it's a very happy time for you there. Now then, on the 27th of July, Venus starts going retrograde. Even though it's Venus, it will tend to overdo things on the spending side of things, okay? And also there'll be social activities with your partner and spouse and so forth, any spouse in your life, but they can be a little bit overdoing it. So you can be throwing yourself too much into joy and happiness there on the social side of life. Now then we look at Jupiter for you. Now Jupiter starts the month off on the 1st of July in the 5th house of your horoscope, and whilst it's in the 5th house of your horoscope, there's a great deal of happiness for you through children, social activities, potential for travel connected with the social side of life, and it's a very happy time for you to do with love and relationships, okay? Then on the 12th of August, Aries, Jupiter changes into the 6th house of your horoscope. With Jupiter in the 6th house of your horoscope, it's a very good time for you for the balance of this period for job interviews, happiness socially with the people that you work with, and it's a very, very opportune time for you connected with the job. Now Jupiter, Aries, is very fast moving during this particular period, okay? It moves from 21 degrees Leo all the way through to 4 degrees Virgo. That's a tremendous fast movement of Jupiter. If you've got any planets in that particular location, it means that Jupiter forms a conjunction with those particular planets. Now Jupiter only forms a conjunction with a planet once every 12 years, so that's a very momentous event. Jupiter is the embodiment of the second ray of love wisdom, and it's a wonderful planet and brings terrific joy and expansion and growth and so forth. Any conjunction by Jupiter in that particular 2-month period that we're talking about here is going to have a tremendous opportunity for you to take a gigantic step forward in a lot of different areas of your life. And what I'm prepared to do for you, if you do horoscope number 3, I'm prepared to look at the movements of Jupiter through that particular period and tell you if there's any conjunctions there that will help you to understand what you can take advantage of during that particular period, okay? But not only that, with my horoscope number 3, I do an analysis of your personality and help you to understand your strengths and your powers and your talents. I help you to understand what obstacles that you've set up for yourself over the next 2.5, 3 years. And I help you to understand so much about yourself and the test that you've set for yourself in this particular lifetime, Aries. If you're really keen to understand more about where you're going in life, order your horoscope number 3 from me, and that's with my voice, with my 40 years of experiences brought to bear upon your horoscope individually and personally. But you also get horoscope number 1 and 2 thrown in free of charge when you order horoscope number 3. And in horoscope number 1 you get the cycles of the moon and the progressions over the next 30 months and what impact that has, all in a written report. And I also tell you in horoscope number 2 where all your planets are and an in-depth analysis of where they are and what aspects that they're forming with each other. So that gives you a 20-page analysis in horoscope number 2 that what qualities, principles and values that you're working on in this lifetime, and what qualities, principles and values that you've inculcated into your personality as attributes and strengths and powers and talents from past lifetimes. Look, there's just so much there that astrology can do for you. It's the most scientific presentation of hidden truth in the world today. That's why scientists are afraid of astrology and poo-poo it. But you get your horoscope done by me and I tell you where you got scars on your body and when you had changes in your job and changes in your residence, bouts of sickness, journeys overseas, accidents, where you've even got scars on your body. When I tell you things like that, wow, that's a big hit upon your belief in astrology. Watch the video on the meaning of your dreams and you will be inspired to become more of who you really are. The things that are happening in the world today spiritually is absolutely incredible. So it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. Go to my website, look at what's on offer there and choose whatever you you want, horoscope 1, 2 or 3, and I'm happy to be of service to you and to help you to become more Aries of the giant that you truly are. Thank you.